Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 33 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. Just logging in today for the first time, cleaning out some of my inventory. I think I left off last episode with a bunch of junk in my bags. You can see I also had a lot of EMC in my antimatter relay there. I wanted to clean that out. And, hold on a minute, I'll be right back. Oh, that's much better. As a lot of you guys have discovered recently, if you've downloaded my world, you'll note that your alchemy bags here are reliant upon your username. So you have to be logged in as Direwolf20 to get access to my alchemy bags, unfortunately. And since it probably wouldn't be wise for me to give out my username and password, you won't be able to do that. So maybe my next world download, if I remember it, I'll make sure to take all my items out of my alchemy bag before that. Unfortunately, your only option if you did download episode 30 for now is to go ahead and just, TMI or NEI your items back to you that you happen to know are in those bags. So not a huge deal, but wanted you guys to be aware of it. The reason the bag didn't have anything in it a moment ago is because the Minecraft authentication servers are down at the moment, so I wasn't able to actually log in properly. So, I'm going to get started today doing a couple things. I did want to go check on my apiary. I believe everything should be running nice and automatically. I've been kind of keeping an eye on it off camera just a little bit. You can see here everybody's running along pretty well. Got my diligent queen doing some work, which is nice. This unwary queen here doing some things. Plenty of propolis now. Lots of it, which is cool, and a bunch of drones and stuff, which is nice to see as well. So gonna keep an eye on those guys for a little bit, and then maybe try and start breeding even further down the chain of beekeeping. Let's see, let's go also check out my buildcraft room. You'll note that my biogas tanks are nice and full, and it's for that reason that the switch is currently not on. I'm not getting any power to my fermenter. Cool. Everything's running pretty smoothly, I think, actually. So, how about I go get started building on some stuff, and I'll be back. Oh yeah, also popping down into my main room here for my lava cell production. Looks like my MFSU here is pretty much full. My mass fabricator has been running a bit, producing some UU matter for me, and I just changed the redstone setting here to never emit any redstone, or never emit any EU. So right now it's completely disabled, regardless of whether it's full or not. I also turned off my lever here for the lava stuff, so that way lava will not come out of the tanks. And how am I doing with my Klein star? Yeah, it's doing all right. Good. So I'll let these tanks fill up a little bit, and then maybe I have to do something more down in this room. I do have some further things to work on. We'll see. All right, I think there's a couple things I want to do today. Let's first run down here and start working on building a little bit of an expansion to this automatic crafting room. I'm going to need, I want to say 3 of these automatic crafting tables. Why not? Request that. And I'm going to need, I don't know, probably I should have some stuff in my bags here to help with these requests. I do have some basic logistics pipes. I have some, let's see. Ooh, I've got a lever. That's cool. That'll help me out a little bit. Gonna need some redstone probably and some glowstone, and that should be good. Also, I need to lower my volume a little bit here because of the way I had to run Minecraft to get this thing working. Alright, so I've got some automatic crafting tables. Cool. Let's go ahead and craft ourselves 3 of those crafting pipes. There we go, crafting logistics pipes, looking good. The first thing I'm going to teach this table real quick is how to create a lever. Nice and simple, right? I'm going to need some sticks, and I'll just tell it that's how you create a lever. Nice. Why is Direwolf creating a lever automatically? It's not the hardest contraption in the world to craft, is it? Not at all, but now we know how to create one. That's good. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and place down 2 of these things, and I'm going to need some iron, I think. I'll just go ahead and request it down here. Let's ask for 8 iron. There we are. Iron should zip its way right down here. Gotta love that. Thank you, sir. So what I want to do now, let's also request, I should be able to request with this tool thingy here, redstone torches, right? I should know that. Yes, I do. One of those. And it should send items along. There we go. Redstone torch. Crafted up nice and expertly by my tables. I want to teach this system how to craft... Dun dun dun... a wireless transmitter and a receiver. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the same thing up here, but with the redstone torch to be the transmitter. That should work out pretty well for me. So now I can easily get wireless transmitters and receivers. Just got to teach them like so. Nice. So we'll import this guy and import this guy. Cool. While I'm at it, I'm going to request a wireless receiver and transmitter. I do have one of these already in my chest, so I'll just request that guy. But I'm going to request a transmitter as well. And we should see all these items flowing through here. Torch, there it goes. Woot. So now I can create those automatically. Hooray! Not that those recipes were terribly complex, but I do have plans to use them a bit more commonly than I currently do. I want to step out here to my farm real quick. Now, I left these levers out here controlling my farms. You can see my tree farm right now is running nice and smoothly. I'm going to go break up the whole little mess of redstone wiring that I made a few episodes back here. Just because, well, I want this to be a wireless thing. I don't want this lever to be here anymore because I want to expand my forestry farms. Now the other one, the one over there with the hummus and whatnot, that was wirelessly set up, so that's going to be alright. I'm not going to have to worry too much about that guy. And I can just break these covers off. I don't probably need them anymore. Nice. And let's see, do I want to just switch this up a little bit and make it just like that farm over there? Probably. So I'll cover up the dirt again. And that way grass can grow back. Now this guy over here, I did something pretty simple and straightforward. I just put a cover next to that. So I'm probably going to do a similar thing. And I believe if I created grass, I could make grass covers, I think. Let's see, I don't even know. Covers. I have to turn on my red power items here. Is there a grass cover anywhere in here? Maybe not, but no biggie. So what I'll do is pretty much the same thing I did earlier. I'll put down my wireless receiver. Let's see. Wireless receiver right here. There you go. Let's open up a frequency here. My peat bog I made 10, so I might as well make this guy, whoops, dun dun da da da. There we go, 11. We'll call 11 our tree farm. That looks good. There we go. And we can, of course, run a little red alloy wiring. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't even need red alloy wiring. Is that true? Guess we'll find out in a moment, right? If I'm right, the redstone signal should go through this block of dirt and into the next block, but you know me, I'm not the pro of wireless redstone. We'll make this guy 11. There we go. And it should start... Yep, there we go. So, cool. Didn't even need a cover there. Sweet. Could even, if I wanted to, do the same thing over here, just to make things run a little bit smoother. Just saving resources. Gotta think green. Nice. So now I can move these things if I want to, which I might wind up wanting to do at some point. I might want some kind of control system that'll manage all these pumps and whatnot for me and guarantee that things are running. But the reason I wanted to move these out of here, at least for now, trees keep growing on me, don't they? Absolutely. What was I saying? Yeah, something about the reason I was doing this. Oh, right, because I want to expand my tree farm. I want to have another tree farm ready to roll. So why don't I get ready to start working on that now? Now, you guys remember when I went back and created a rubber wood transmutation? Yeah, it's a good thing I did that, because I'm going to need 4 of these guys for the machine I'm about to craft. And you can see I got some wood to convert that into. I'll just throw that wood into my relay. I don't need it. And going to go ahead and create a nice little item here. First off, I'm going to have to request with my ordering tool just a few things. I think I'm going to need some gold. I'm going to need 4 of them. And I'm going to need 8 brass, or bronze, or whatever, this stuff, yeah. So I'll request those guys. Should get the initial ones pretty quickly. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and collect my Little philosopher's stone here, get the bronze ingots going to make a sturdy machine. And the gold in the corners here with glass, if you guys remember, crafts me the arboretum. This is what we use for a tree farm. Now we can upgrade this arboretum to get a rubber tree farm. And I should note to you guys that I believe in the next version of forestry, which Sengear currently has in beta, and a bunch of the guys on the Direwolf20 channel and IRC are helping him test that. I believe that rubber trees can be planted in a standard arboretum, but the version I'm running still, I'm pretty sure I still need to use the plantation, the rubber plantation. So not a big deal. We got one here and ready to roll. So let's run outside and figure out exactly where I want to place this thing. I'm thinking right around here. I want to move this thing. So where do I want to have my master control levers? Let's move them up to my house, up there. That might be cool. I mean, I'm looking out over this little plantation area. I might as well have it up there. So let's pick up some items here. How's my inventory doing? Not the best inventory setup in the world, but we can just pick up these items and move them. So I'll grab number 11 here and knock this thing off. That looks cool. I'm going to need a few pieces of dirt, but I'll be alright. We'll do the same thing over here. Pick this thing up. Lovely. And back up here to my house. Where should I place this nifty little control switch mechanism? Not entirely sure where I want this guy to go. I could put it right along this wall here. Or do I want to build a separate little bunker for this and not have it inside my little nice house? Which I'm not done with, by the way. A lot of people commented saying, dude, your house is just another big square. I know, I'm just not done with it yet. There's more to come with that thing. I just suck at making things look pretty. What do you want from me? So where am I at? Yeah, maybe I just want a little control bunker. That might be a good idea. Let me think about the concept of building a little control system bunker thing, and maybe I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, I decided that I might want to just have like a little control station here that I can look out along my whole thing. So why don't I maybe just build something up like this? Let's see, if I were up this high, how would things look to me? Yeah, not bad. Those trees might be kind of blocking the view of the thing beyond. Maybe I want to not have it here, but maybe over here might be a nice spot. What if I build it up this way? Then I could kind of like look out over my farms and be like, oh yeah, this is cool. Alright, so let's grab my mercurial eye. Where's that thing at? There we go. Maybe I want this thing to be... throw my Klein star in there. What do I want to build with? Do I want smooth stone on the floor here? I can go with smooth stone for now and then change it if I want. Let's set this guy to extension mode. Let's do this maybe. I have to charge him up a little bit. There we go. That might be cool. I like that. Missed. So I can walk over here and be like, yeah, master control levers. Maybe I want my levers to be right here on this wall. So if I were to do this... Not what I wanted. Right? And then what I can do is just kind of like get away up there at some point. But then I can just be right here and be like, yeah, I want to turn this on, I want to turn that off, blah, blah, blah. So let's set up our levers. I'll first put my wireless transmitters behind this thing. I'm going to need to temporarily just create a little walkway to get behind this. I'm thinking my wireless transmitters should be right over here-ish. So let's see, these are transmitters, good. I'll place one here and one here. This can be frequency 10, and this guy can be 11. And what I'll do is put levers right here. And I'm just making this up off the top of my head, by the way. Alright, I already have levers, cool. This will be here, and this will be here. And then, of course, I need some signs. So, do I have no more wooden planks on me? Fail. Oh, look, I have 2 signs in my green bag. Sweet. Perfect. And I can place one here that says Tree Farm Control. And a few people were unpleased with me for not centering my text vertically, so I'll do that for you guys. That's a shout out to anybody who said, oh my god, your text isn't vertically centered. Tree farm control. And this guy can be peat bog control. Peat bog control. Sweet. And then all I have to do to activate my tree farm is flip this lever. And that should start harvesting all the trees out of my tree farm. See, look, you can already see it turning to sand. Kinda, sorta, yeah. So that's my tree farm now running because I've activated this guy. And of course it's nighttime, so why don't I get out of here? Maybe I want to do something a little bit different with that thing up there at some point. But for now it looks pretty functional and cool. And maybe I'll be back in just a minute when I'm ready to start planting my plantation. Now of course it would be even nicer if I got rid of this ugly looking little thing right here. Alright, laser time. Haha. Take that. And then I can just hop right back up there with my quantum legs. Perfect height, by the way. Looks like I can just barely make it in a jump, which is neat. Cool. So yeah, look, my tree farm's running. Everything's good. I like that. That's kind of neat. And I can look out over everything and just be like, yeah, everything's cool. Knock this stuff off. Don't need that there anymore. That's kind of neat, actually. Maybe I should use one of those laser elevator systems to get up there, but for now I think it's cool the way it is. Look at that, tree farm getting pruned, everything's happy. By the way, now that I'm making propolis, maybe I should replace the fuel system down here with bituminous peat. But for now it's alright. Let's see. This thing is going to produce a 13 by 13 area, which means 6 blocks on every side. So if I were to count 6 blocks from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks here. If I placed it right here, it would be right up against the tree farm, but I'm going to place it right here so that it's not right up against it. And I am on par with everything else. So this should leave 1 line of grass between it. Maybe place it here so that there's 2 lines of grass. That might work pretty well. And I'm going to place down my rubber plantation. And just for the heck of it, why don't I dig down here and let me check something. I'll be right back. Alright guys, just stepping through here on this area because I want to expand this little logistics pipe system. I'm going to have to place another basic logistics pipe here, like so. And then what I'll be able to do after I clear out a little bit of space down here, is just place down another teleport pipe. Let's see. Bags and bags of stuff. I really need a bigger inventory overall. But for now, I suppose I'll live. Let's throw in... I guess I can put away my glowstone and redstone for now. That should be cool. And I'll get a couple item teleport pipes out ready because I need to start supplying my new system with some items. So let's go ahead and place this guy down here and cycle our way through the pipes until I find one not in use. Frequency 9. Sounds good to me. Remember receiving true on both ends. And we have that little red line there because it's not connected to anything at the moment. But that's okay. Let's get out of this hole. I should really make like a system to get in and out of there easier, but maybe I'll do that in the future. We'll see. And then I'm going to run outside here and go ahead and get ready to start setting this thing up. So I'm going to use frequency 9 to supply my rubber farm, and of course frequency 0 with the basic item teleport pipe there, just to get items in and out. So all I'm going to do is set this system up pretty similar to the last one. Now, just to get some energy going for a moment, this is a temporary solution, of course, but I'm just going to connect this guy to frequency 3 on my power teleport system, receiving true, and that should start clearing the way out for this whole little farm that I'm going to have. So energy should start flowing in there relatively soon, I would think. Frequency 3, receiving true. You gonna start doing something for me here, buddy, or what's up? Oh yeah, there it goes. It was just taking a moment, taking its sweet little time to start digging out the area. Now remember, as I said, I wanted to have a little gap of 2 spaces here for just enough room for this thing to start clearing out the area. Now, of course, we want to set this thing up pretty similarly to the way we did this system. So I'm going to need a diamond pipe. I think I've got one here, and if not, I'm going to probably wind up... Yeah, let's just do this. Let's get ourselves a... item teleport pipes. I'll put them all down here, and I've got my basic logistics. That should be cool. I'm gonna have to request some items anyway, so let's lay this thing down. Frequency 0 can receive true. There we go. And we can start requesting items for this. Now I'm gonna need a diamond pipe. I should have one in here. Somewhere, I thought. Maybe I used the last of them. Interesting. Alright, not sure what happened. I thought I had some diamond pipes around somewhere, but guess I'll have to just craft them. Requested a pair of diamonds for myself, so there we go. Got myself a diamond pipe, and I'm also gonna have to go ahead and request some more basic logistics pipes. And the one problem with requesting basic logistics pipe, there's one item that my system doesn't know how to automatically craft, and that is the diamond teleport or diamond item transfer pipe. So maybe I should go ahead and teach this system how to make them at some point. But for now, I'm just going to leave all but one in here. That should be cool. That way I can go request. I still don't have enough diamonds, really. I've got like 7-ish left in here, and I don't want to go ahead and use them to teach my system how to create just yet. So we can just run over and request some more basic logistics pipes. I'll go for 8. That sounds like a good number to request at all times. And while those guys are crafting up, I've got enough lappies for my supplier pipe. That'll be good. And I'm going to need probably some iron pipes and some smooth stone and cobblestone probably. I'll definitely need my advanced insertion too. I'll leave my cobblestone inside there. Hopefully that's enough. So let's get to crafting. I'll drop this guy on the ground for a few minutes. So I'm going to need to craft myself up at least one supplier pipe for now. Probably going to need a few more in the future. Why don't I go collect all these goodies? Remember, I have my black hole band now, and that's going to help me to start sucking items up from all over the place. And one of the neat effects of the black hole band is that if you don't have anywhere to put your items, they're just going to whiz around your inventory or your character like that, which is pretty interesting and fun to watch. So I'm going to use my yellow bag here to just store everything. And I could probably put my black hole band inside my yellow bag to help keep things going in there. So lots of fun to watch that. And I'm going to clean this area out like so. Kind of like the way it looks when you have the this one outer ring here. That looks kind of neat, I think. And what I'll do here is pretty much the same thing that I've got over here. I've got my supplier pipe connected to a diamond pipe connected to the supply pipe. So let's do that again. We'll do the supplier logistics like that, connected to a diamond pipe right here, connected to the item teleport pipe here on frequency 9, receiving true. So now we should have green lines there, everything looks happy, and I'm going to go sleep through the night. You know, not that I'm afraid of monsters or anything at this point, not worried about it being nighttime, but nighttime and YouTube don't always agree very well. So now we can start supplying this thing with hummus, and all I need to do is steal some of it. So there we go. Humus, that's right. I'm kind of pronouncing it right now. Humus is the correct pronunciation. I'm going to open up and tell it to keep, you know, 32 in there at all times, just like we had a moment ago. And that should start initially activating and requesting. Now all we got to do is open up this thing and say humus goes down the red path. That'll ensure that once it does request, any humus coming in goes out there and hits red. Now the side effect, or the thing that this thing creates otherwise, is going to be sand. So let's do something like this. We want to get a piece of sand in there. See how cool that was? And we'll place the sand in the yellow path, saying that any sand coming through here will go to yellow. And did we get our supplier pipe going? Yeah, hummus is going down, humus, sorry. And it's doing its thing. So we're planting down the humus as necessary. And it looks like we encountered a little thing down here. Oh yeah, that's where I dug out the ground. Cool. And we're getting our supply of piping right there. Everything's looking good so far. Now, what's the next thing I'm going to have to do? Well, we're probably going to want to set up some outputs for this thing. So what we can do, let me think about this for a minute. We're going to want to get a harvester item just like that we'll be able to harvest the trees with. So let's go ahead and figure out what the recipe is for that. I'm going to get my remote orderer here and maybe clean up my inventory real quick. Now the rubber harvester, I'm going to need to use 4 rubber tree saplings for. I do happen to have 9 on me from just ones I've collected while out in the field. So why don't I get my logger built, which is going to require 4 diamonds, oh boy, and a sturdy machine in the middle. So I can go ahead here and request, see I only have 6 diamonds left. Boy, I'm really going to have to go work on getting some diamonds soon. And then after that, I'm going to need the 8 required bronze ingots. That should be good. And once those guys come out here, I can go ahead and craft my rubber thingy. Okay, that gets me my sturdy machine, diamonds in the corners with glass, and I'm going to need 2 sets of glass there anyway. Gets me my standard logger, and then I can go ahead and put rubber tree saplings here to get the rubber harvester. Sweet. And just like my system over here, I'm going to put the rubber harvester to the left of this thing, right like that. Cool. Now the rubber harvester is, of course, going to output items the same way that the standard tree harvester does. So I'm going to do this and then this, right? Just like I have it over here. And then from there, I can connect some pipes like this to here, and this guy to here, this thing. And then I need to place down my iron pipe. Now, a couple people probably have found a more efficient way of doing this. I'm sure there's a better way, but for now it works out just fine. And did I have sand in the yellow slot? I did not want to do that, did I? No. I wanted sand to be in the green slot so that it gets sorted properly. So let's go over here and say sand goes green, not yellow. Derpy Dyer. And then with the wrench, I can hit this thing a few times to have it output to that direction. And this, of course, is where we want to place our item teleport pipe on frequency 0 to send items, frequency 0, as you can see, receiving false, now frequency 1, that's where we want it to go. And the items will go ahead and send them away directly back to my sorting system. So now we should be in pretty good shape. What I can do now is go ahead and hook up the 5 rubber tree saplings that I've got. Will start to get planted out there. Sweet. I like it. Looking good. Now I'm going to let those guys grow for a few minutes, and I'm going to get ready to build the next part of this system. Now the next really cool tool we want to create here is called the tree tap. This is an item specifically meant for rubber plantations. And what this will do is it'll extract the resin spots out of any rubber trees nearby, and it'll completely drain them of all their resin, so it won't, last indefinitely. And keep regenerating like your standard rubber trees do. What this does is it completely drains all the resin out of the rubber trees. And as you can see, we're going to need a sturdy machine and probably a bit more wood. So let's go over here to our forestry chest, steal just a bit of wood. We're going to need a good amount of this stuff. There we go. And we can go over and request with our remote orderer. There we go. 8 more of these guys. See, it's a good thing I set up a bronze ingot creation system in there after all. Been using that a lot. Nice. There we go. Sturdy machine. And I'm going to need, as you saw, 4 tree taps. Boy, I barely have the inventory, do I? Drop this guy on the ground for a minute. And then this thing with these here. There we go. Tree tap. Woo. Good to go. So I can go place this outside and get him ready to roll. Now, the interesting thing about this system is that it's going to run pretty smoothly, but we want to make sure that everything is running pretty much as efficiently as possible. So what's going to happen is I could set up the engines like I did over here, right? And what'll happen is the energy will get pumped in slowly but surely, and keep chopping down the trees. Any rubber wood will get sent back to my system and automatically turned into rubber, and any resin that's going to get pumped out of the trees will be collected by this logger. So the way this tree tap works is, I'll place him on the ground here real quick. Let's find some dirt to put him on. Right? So that thing's going to pump and pump and pump, and eventually when it hits the peak of its cycle, it's going to go ahead and pop some resin out of one of the trees nearby. And then it's the logger itself that collects the resin, and the resin's going to be put out the side and sent back to my sorting system. So that'll work pretty well. However, I think I want to do this in such a way to give this guy a little bit more energy than he's going to need otherwise. Basically, the more energy I give this thing, the better chance that the resin is going to be pumped out before the rubber wood is chopped down, and that'll give me more resin overall, at least, a bit more. So let me think about how I want to power this machine as opposed to powering the others. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do here is request 6 stone gears, because I'm going to need to create 3 peat-fired engines. And if you remember the peat-fired engines, I'm also going to need some pistons. I'm going to need 3 of them. That'll be good. And we can craft them, as you can see, right here. Piston with copper gears and copper along the top. So let's get that going. So we'll put this guy in here, and I grabbed some copper ahead of time. There we go. Pistons, copper gears, and glass. Gets me my 3 peat-fired engines. And I'm going to do a little experiment here on camera to determine if the peat-fired engines with regular peat is going to be good enough. As you can see, there's really 2 types of peat available in forestry here. We've got regular peat, and then we've got this bituminous peat. This stuff is produced using 2 pieces of peat, some propolis, which we're now producing a lot of, and some ash, which we've also got a significant amount of. Yeah, plenty of ash. And this stuff produces twice as much energy as regular peat, so it's pretty cool. But I don't know if that machine is going to be able to handle all that energy. From what I do know about forestry machines, talking to Sengir, is that they pretty much have an internal timer on how fast they can run, and the more energy you pump in isn't going to necessarily make them run faster. So what we want to do here is experiment a little bit and see. So I'm going to go ahead and place down my first peat-fired engine right here. And I'll even put some like this as well. So we can get this guy here. And we're going to, of course, need to use our wrench to orient this thing properly. Nope, come on. All right, get out of there. Orient this guy first, and then reposition this guy. Much better. Now, what I'm going to do is just get some regular peat, maybe just 1 piece for the moment, and we're going to see how the machine runs. That sound cool? I thought so. I'll be right back to get this going. All right, so I'm just going to come here and request a couple pieces of peat. Let's just get 5 of them for the time being. Very nice. And I'm going to place 1 piece right in here. That should be good for now. So just 1 little piece of peat. And then if I activate this guy with a redstone signal, I'm thinking a redstone torch might do me some good at this point. Let's get our green alchemy bag ready. Just a piece of redstone. I'm just going to deposit some of this junk in here that I don't need at the moment. There we go. Always getting inventory problems this late in the game, but what can you do? So let's just place this guy down here, and we'll see how well he runs. Now watch what happens here. See how this light system is going to turn on? You'll see it when it starts activating. Looks like it's building up some energy. There we go, and now it's running. Now this is running a cycle, and it's going to go ahead and cook up some resin for us. It's going to yank it out. See some resin landed out there? Now note that the cycle did not start immediately. It had about a brief moment or two of a break. So that's not necessarily a good sign. It's saying it's not getting enough energy to run continuously. It's got about a second interruption there. So let me see about getting some bituminous peat, this stuff, and I'll be right back. And in the meantime, it would probably be a good idea to start collecting all this good stuff that we got. So I'm going to place a piece of peat in here, and go ahead and craft another redstone torch for the time being. Just to get this machine running, what it's going to do is it's going to pick up all that goodies that I collected. See, watch what happens to the resin now once this thing starts running. The resin disappeared, and it's coming out the top here. And I don't think resin can fit in this machine. At least I hope it can't. Nope. So it's going to automatically make its way down to that teleport pipe and get sent back to the main area. So that should be cool. And the next time the cycle runs, it's going to pick up the wood. There we go. Cool. And the wood and the resin are going to be sent back to my main house. Remember when I set up that automated system for handling that stuff? They should be landing here any moment. There they are. And they're going to be sent down this path and come up in here. The rubber is going to be extracted into regular wood, and the rubber wood is going to be extracted into rubber, And then the resin is going to come and land up in here and go ahead and get turned into 3 pieces of rubber. Sweet. So that's exactly what we wanted to see happening. And we're going to let this thing run for a few minutes because I want to make sure that any saplings that drop here are going to go ahead and get collected by this machine and be ready to be replanted by my rubber farm. So let's go get ready for this bituminous peat situation and see how well that runs. I'm going to have to run over to my apiary here and grab just a few pieces of propolis right now. Now obviously I don't have a supply system set up for this good stuff, so I'm just going to place the propolis, a stack of it at least for now, and I'm probably going to have to deal with this later, but for now I'm just going to throw it in my miscellaneous junk chest. You know, it's fine there for now. I'll get a provider pipe on that chest at some point or something along those lines. And then we can go ahead and get our crafting table. So let's do that. Yeah, let's teach our automatic crafting system how to make bituminous peat. It's not a terribly complex recipe. So let's see, I need a crafting table. And I'll be back once I've done this. There we go, ready to roll. Got my crafting pipe here, accidentally dropped my item on the ground, and it looks like this episode is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to have to wrap up here in a moment, guys, but I just taught my system how to make bituminous peat, and now I can go request a piece, and we'll give it a chance in a few minutes here to see how well it runs. I'm going to go outside and get ready to test it. Alright guys, back outside here, requesting a few pieces of bone meal. Let's get one more ready. Move this guy out of here, and we'll go ahead and grow this tree as well. And hey, look, a resin spot. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. So let's open up this thing and start using bituminous peat right here. That's going to burn a lot faster. And look how much quicker it started up this thing. Okay? And let's see if there's a delay between start and finish. Boom. No, it was not a delay. See that? How much quicker it's running? So that means that bituminous peat is better to use for the tree tap. It's definitely running faster and better. So let's real quick set up a supply system right here that we can then use for all kinds of cool stuff. Now somebody did post when I was doing my last video that I could simply have used a sand pipe to connect my system here. Now the cool thing about a sand pipe and the way it works is when you connect a sand pipe, it will never connect to any machine. It will only connect to other pipes, which is awesome. That's another addition to the Buildcraft pipes as a result of Craft in his Sneaky Pipes mod. So the sand pipe there, a very cool thing. Now I'm also going to have to open up this green bag and get myself 3 basic logistics pipes and turn them into, of course, supplier pipes. 3 supplier pipes. And what I'm going to do here is supply this pipe, and this pipe. That should be good. And we can open up our interface, open up the wrench, and say 5 bituminous peat at all times. And we'll open up these guys and tell them to keep 5 regular peat. And if I've done everything properly, it should start requesting and supplying these things pretty darn quickly. It should just suck them right through. But of course, I do need to open up this thing here with the peat stuff and say that regular peat goes red and, is that right? No, not red. Yeah, red. And then bituminous peat goes red. There we go. So everything should now know how to go through the diamond pipe and get supplied properly. So there we go. Bituminous peat and regular peat. There we go. It's keeping 5 in at all times. So now it's just a simple matter of activating a wireless redstone system. So I'll go put this peat away in a moment. Just requested my automatic things create a wireless transmitter and receiver. And they just showed up, which is cool. We'll go place our receiver, which will be this guy, here on frequency 12. And I'm not sure if this will be good enough to hit all 3 engines, but we'll find out in a moment, won't we? And then I can go up here. Nice huge jump, gotta love it. And put down a lever, right like that. And then sneak my way off of here. Maybe if I just jumped up, this would be easier. Transmitter here, and I'm going to go with frequency 12 because 11 is what I was using before. And then activate this guy, and let's go see what happens over here. Did all my engines turn on? Oh yeah, that's right, I should probably make this thing frequency 12 as well. So it looks like it's activating a couple engines, but not this thing. So let's get some red alloy wire to get that straightened out. Should have some maybe in my red bag. There we go. Of course, it's getting dark out. I'll be right back. So nice simple plan here. I should be able to just run this wiring like so. Redstone wire should not affect the, whatchamacallit, logistics pipes. And if I go and connect this guy like here, that should activate that. And now my logger should be running. And we'll know that if it starts doing some stuff. Oh yeah, look, it's running. Cool. So now we're collecting the resin that dropped, and it'll also start chopping down the rubber wood trees for me and collecting all the saplings, which will then be replanted and regrown. So, this episode ran pretty long, so it's unfortunately the time for me to say this is a pretty good wrapping up point. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 33 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. Stay tuned next time. Take it easy, everybody.